Hello and welcome to BritTwits. My name is Alex. I'm the twit of the controller. I'm joined today by Dan. How you doing, Dan?
I'm very well, thank you. Apollo stopped barking, which is good news. He's
Finally, after a whole week.
He's now right here, just chilling out. He spent a week barking, and now he's decided to come and join me and relax, which is good news.
Yeah, his voice is hoarse from barking for that long.
Bless him. Look, he's got to try. He's got to do what he's got to do.
He's got to defend your home from would-be attackers.
Yep.
And man, are there a lot of would-be attackers.
Honestly, yeah, it's a problem, to be honest.
Yeah. And they're going to keep on coming, Dan, till the money dries up.
Yep.
That's my Gazprom checks coming in clutch.
Until I stop paying my protection money, then I'm fucked.
So, what are we doing today, Dan? If I recall,
we just beat Bevel Temple, right? We just built the Course of Trials, and
we took it apart.
Honestly, I'm really proud of you for that, because I wasn't paying a lot of attention during the last episode because Apollo was barking his head off, and you absolutely smashed that, and I'm genuinely pleased with you. That was great.
Yeah, mate, thank you very much. Just had to just redeem myself after losing the perfect run, so we're now on the near perfect run. And we'll see how this progresses. We're now in court, having been arrested. It was good of them to not let any of us change clothes, so that we can, not be covered in engine oil and just gravel and shit.
Yes.
And the blood of their own priests.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure how we're supposed to. I don't know why they're basically towing the line, but our issue is that we inflicted dire injury to Seymour Guarda, but they don't care about the 20-odd goons we killed when we arrived.
Also, the fact that dire injuries to Seymour Guarda, yet he's here to defend himself.
Uninjured.
Tell this court what possessed you to participate in such violence.
Wouldn't that be beautiful to just be like, we didn't? That's what I think should be the line. We didn't kill Seymour Guarda. He's there.
Is Maester Seymour. He killed his father Jiskel with his own hands.
Also, I love that this guy's name is Kelk.
Kelk Ronstadt. I also like how he looks exactly like the Rent is Too Damn High guy.
Oh my god, he does!
Maester Seymour is already dead. It is a summoner's sacred duty to send the souls of the departed to the far plane.
The thing is, right,
Yuna was only doing her job as a
at no
summoner.
point does Yuna, during this entire trial, why doesn't she just perform the sending?
Yeah, that'd be amazing if she just uses it as an opportunity just to send them all. Because what are they going to do? They haven't got any guards here.
Exactly, right? Well, they can't stop her.
Actually stop her. I mean,
Yes.
I assume all of them are capable of putting down some pretty heavy-duty arcane firepower.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'm thinking Micah's the tank.
Yeah.
He reveals now that he is also dead.
He's also
because that wasn't
more
obvious.
macabre.
To send me too.
Bear in mind that he has been like hasn't he been like the Grand Maester for something like 80 years?
It's weird that no one thought that was strange, right? No one thought that was a weird thing.
Is invaluable to Spira.
Enlightened rule by the dead is preferable to the misguided failures of the living.
Get fucked, Keenock.
Life is but a passing dream, but the death that follows is eternal.
Do you know what's really unfortunate? They used a quote. So "life is but a passing dream" is not a quote directly from them. It's a quote from a famous poet, I believe. And then they then turned it for their own use. So "life is but a passing dream" is a well-known quote. And it's semi. It kind of bugs me that they use it.
Well, in the same way as if they just sort of play "bird is the word"
Yeah.
at some point, and it just be like completely takes you out of it, doesn't it?
Stop the death that sin brings. Are you telling me that too?
I mean, like,
Actually-
at least
actually,
Grand Maester Micah isn't actually played by Micah.
Actually, just a very basic remembrance. Actually, so "life is but a passing dream" is very similar to "life is but a walking shadow,"
opposed to sin.
which is Shakespeare.
I mean,
Shakespeare, right? It
I mean,
flits
if
and
you wanted
blazes
to
way.
be
in life.
charitable, isn't
Yeah.
the whole point of this? That isn't the whole theme of the game, dreams.
It is, yeah. And dreams coming to life and being able to affect the living.
Give their lives
It's also worth pointing out that this game was originally, the entire thing was translated from Japanese and then slightly swapped over. So maybe that wasn't the original quote.
I mean, true, very true. Well, the entire point of the game is that religion isn't real. Like, religion isn't something passed down by gods; it's human made. That's the entire point of this game.
Well, there are no gods in Final Fantasy X.
Exactly.
The only god I think we've encountered is that dog that was holding Slobbery Dog Blast, because why did it have it? How did it withstand it?
Heaven is embodied by eternal, unchanging continuity, Summoner.
No. That can't be right.
Those who question these truths,
You don't agree with things that I say. You're a traitor.
Lord Micah!
Welcome
Michael
to politics,
Gove, 2022.
Or whoever.
Did you hear him with doing that report about the it's like a coke coal or whatever it's called, the plant that they wanted to make in Wales, and he got a report. He didn't give Parliament sufficient time to actually read it, and then more or less went, "Trust me, bro, I've been a minister for a number of years.
Wow.
And I consider everything in this to be above board."
She'll make it.
And what's his name? You know, the northern guy who's the speaker in the House. I can't remember his name.
What? So she can die?
But the bloke who basically just sort of... He's like a character direct from Last of the Summer's Wine. He just was like, "Oh, we don't do things like this in the House. We'll give him another 10 minutes." And he literally did it like that, with like the weird like inflection and the arm movements and everything. And he's just like... It's weird. It's like a sort of pantomime character. I mean, I assume he's called like Mr. Bojangles or something. I don't know what his name is.
He'll never dance again.
The faith are the souls.
Do you know what I love about British politics is the fact that like, what is it, once a week we can just watch them shout at each other, and it's
I love it.
It's so good.
Only
So
sin
good.
is reborn.
Although I've taken to now watching select committees, because if you just want somebody just to like rip into somebody for 40 minutes, there is nothing better than a select committee for doing that, because you don't get any of the shouting, any of the pomp or ceremony.
Genuine admission, actually, I turned down working on the Conservative Party conference.
Sentence. Don't you mean
Was that because of timing constraints, or was it just a moral?
Moral. It was genuinely a moral thing.
Really?
Yeah.
You would.
I can't, man. Couldn't do it. I mean,
it would have been fun.
mainly because I wouldn't trust myself to take it off the air.
Well, the thing is,
this is the
something
point,
like
right?
that-
So from a professional standpoint, I would had to make it as good as I possibly could. Apollo.
Looks like you're
Hey!
next. Next for what?
But from like a personal perspective, I would have struggled to do that, and I didn't want to put myself in that position.
No, I get you. But the thing is, with something like that, is you gotta sort of take yourself away from that, because
Floating down there
that
somewhere,
conference would have
maybe?
happened regardless. It was coming down anyway.
Oh, 100%. No matter what, they found someone better than me. They found some other guy to do it anyway. It doesn't matter. It wasn't like I made like a protest or something. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that I just don't think I could have brought myself to doing it. And like at the end of that, I know a bunch of people that don't believe in it that also worked on it. It doesn't really matter, right? It still is. It's a job. And I don't blame them at all. It's just I know I remember I got an offer for it, and I was like, I can't. I'm sorry.
I mean, that is a very specific place to draw the line. Worked on the World Cup in Qatar,
Worked on the World Cup in
didn't go
Qatar.
to the conference for the
100%.
Conservative
This is the point,
Party.
right? This is the point. Did 6 weeks worth in Qatar when there's a lot of human rights issues, all that sort of thing, and all this sort of thing, and yeah, it would not work. It's such a weird. I agree. It's 100%. It's a weird sort of disconnect in my mind. And maybe I am a hypocrite and the worst kind of person, but I try my best.
You're a hypocrite. I just think it's a really... I really just think it's a really interesting place to draw that line, isn't it? It's like one of the things where
I think it's the fact that it's so
definitely an
close to
oval.
home. I think it's the fact that it's so close to home made it more real, right?
She may be of some use to us.
Yeah, possibly. And the thing is, actually, like, this still go out to the whole world. Not that we'll get representatives from all over watching it.
But there's gonna be like 20 people watching this. If any of those,
yeah, it's actually worth pointing out that actually, although we live in a very privileged place by living in Britain, and we're very aware of that.
We're very lucky. We're incredibly lucky.
It's fair to say that a significant portion of the hardships that we face as people in our, as 30-year-old men now, a lot of those hardships have come about over like the last 12 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of like the futures projects which aren't going ahead, or things which are no longer being invested in the same way, like pensions and whatnot, those decisions have been made by the incumbent party that have been around since our youth.
But also since before we were able to vote.
Yeah.
Right?
And they've never bloody gone away.
Despite us being able to vote.
Well, a lot of it comes down to, frankly, just the fact that first past the post really damages any party which isn't already doing well, particularly the Conservative Party.
Correct.
The sad thing is, there's nothing wrong with the Conservatives being in office. The problem is when they repeatedly get sweeping majorities, because then, unfortunately, as the richest bunch of political toffs, they are likely to be a bit more corruptible than the average, and when they can do whatever they want.
Well, I mean, even if we don't even look at corruption, right? Even if we don't even think about that side of things, right? So you
don't want to look at corruption, Dan?
No. What I mean is, even if you don't look at that as...
Are you accepting backhanders?
Not at all. The point I'm making is, even if you don't look at that side of things, right? Even when back in, like, for example, whatever year it was when I was in uni, this is a really real conversation to be having over Final Fantasy.
I'm distracting you from Via Purifico. Because I could easily get killed here if I don't find any members of the party to help.
That is entirely understandable because it's Via Purifico. Yeah, so even back when there was a massive push for the Liberal Democrats, because they promised a lot of stuff for students, and that was when I first was able to vote. They became a hung parliament and became a coalition, which basically meant that the Conservatives were in power, which was entirely what happened. And that in itself caused a bunch of issues in the British parliamentary system, political system, and then onwards from there ever since. So it's hard. It's hard as a citizen to sort of get that sort of thing correct. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really difficult because we're in this bizarre position now where I think that we're kind of split down the middle as a country. We have been for several years since the old Brexit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But I think it's definitely something which isn't just an age thing. I think a lot of people could be forgiven for thinking it was age.
A lot of people attribute it to that, don't they? They attribute it as age when that's... It's Pikachu! They attribute it as just age when it's yes, maybe it is the case, but it isn't necessarily entirely the case.
Yeah, no. It's but the thing that's a shame is the fact that a lot of the issue is that on top of all of that, Gubbins, is that the Conservative Party isn't actually a Conservative Party, which doesn't help. It's definitely more of a sort of weird super state which also wants to tax you high and wants to tell you what to do, but it also doesn't want to actually nurse you and assist you with anything. It's in this really weird place where it doesn't really know what it wants to be other than an arsehole.
It's exceptionally right wing is the point, right? It's not necessarily a Conservative Party, it's exceptionally right wing.
Is that what you're going to post for as a petition to rename it the Right Wing Party?
I'm not. No, not at all. But I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but it's just there's different words for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
it's really interesting.
This is a really interesting conversation, which is not what we should be doing during a gameplay video.
No, it's fine. Like I don't think our 4 viewers will mind.
That is true. Our 3 mates and me, me and also my mum. Hi, mum. Because your mum doesn't watch
Terry
this,
down the pub
she
that heard
definitely doesn't
something
watch
about. Terry down the pub that heard something about the Conservatives and thought he better get involved.
Get involved. Get all about it. Obviously, as I was saying, your mum doesn't watch this because she's still in your attic, obviously.
I know she doesn't watch this because it's shit.
Oh, you're right.
That's what she told me.
You're right. It's because it's awful. She'd rather watch.
She said to me, "I don't watch anything that you're in, Alex, because it's shit." That's what she.
Because it's
That's
shit,
in my
you're
Christmas
shit,
card.
and I can't be dealing with you.
Yeah. And then she asked me to sign a life insurance policy.
Smart.
It's probably sensible, you know.
Get that out of the way.
I'm stunned I haven't been killed.
Oh God.
Right, let's get ourselves some more health. Yuna just demonstrating that she doesn't need those extra levels that everybody else has got.
What I love about this is the fact that the correct answer is to just summon, right, and to show how the summons can be useful. Especially as you're trying to pick up, because like for example in this bit you've picked up Auron and Kamari, who struggle to hit these very fast people, right? Yeah, so if you had Tidus it'd be okay, but you don't, so you have to summon. Well, you don't have any of the agility based.
This
is the point. Yeah, exactly. So you don't have Riku or Tidus who are both very quick. So you sort of it's a really cool part of the game. Like I really enjoy this part of the game. I think it's very interesting.
It's okay.
It is. I mean, we've already found all 4 characters. So we could probably blast our way around this without too much difficulty.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
That reflect.
Okay, that's not so interesting.
This is a helpful thing to have directly before what I assume will be a Seymour fight.
That is true.
No, we haven't activated those. That's fine. So we'll go down here. The music in Via Purifico is still the best thing.
Yeah, just the constant up and down of the keys is so good.
I'll just try and get rid of these. It is quite important to try to get these involved.
Yeah.
Because now that we've got Lulu, realistically, we probably should just be using Lulu and Yuna to just basically bulldoze our way through here. But we need Kamari to get his shit together now, because we're way too far through the game for him just to get knocked over by the first thing that hits him.
True. Well done, Kamari.
You helped.
Nope.
I don't really know why this part of the game is considered to be difficult. I think it's hard in that very first 2.5 minutes when you pick up Kamari and no one else.
I think that the point is it's difficult when you don't have a full party, right? So you're still fighting a full party of enemies with, for example, like that, right? So it's not having all the various bits and pieces that you normally would have.
Yeah, you got to deal with this absolute waster.
Yeah.
Go on, off you fuck.
Anytime that something is taken away from you, it makes things harder. Right?
Yeah, and I do think that at some point I'm going to figure out how to make Kamari actually valuable in a party.
There's got to be a way, right? There's got to be a way. because he should be good. But the point is, you made a point a few episodes ago, whereas the class that he is in, the class that he represents in a bunch of other games is the Blue Mage, which doesn't exist in this game. So therefore, his main class, which he would aim to be good at, doesn't exist. So he's sort of a middle ground across a bunch of others, which hampers him big time.
Yeah, I mean, I've come to the conclusion I actually think he would be a playable character if all of the things you pick up with Lancet are just abilities he could use.
Yes, as opposed to overdrives.
Yeah, I don't think they should be overdrives. I can't see any justification for them being overdrives.
No. Other than the fact that they are just, they want to push the overdrive system.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I can think of.
Now, I know that if we go down there, those red lights indicate that we're about to start the Aeon Smackdown. So I propose we make that the very next episode.
I agree. That sounds like a good time to me. Where are the other party members?
Not here. They're in the water. Did you not see they got kicked into water instead?
Let's find out next time.
Because conveniently, the ones that can swim and fight in underwater combat were the ones that got put down there.
Can
you imagine if these four were? They'd be dead.
Let's find out next time, Alex.
On Britwits. If you like today's episode of Britwits, please leave us a like, comment, subscribe. Dan, anything to add?
Not at all. Thank you all very much for watching.
On your way.
Bye.